There was a knife attack yesterday afternoon outside a primary school. 3 children were stabbed. One of them, a 5-year-old girl, was critically injured. 2 adults are also still in hospital. The incident likely a catalyst for the rioting. Very quickly, online, far-right leaders ramped up the rhetoric, describing the attacker as a foreigner, blaming immigration. In fact, the Gardaí, the Irish police service, has issued very little detail. In a press release, it says the person of interest in this case is a man in his 50s and that he hasn't been arrested.
In addition to that, I think it's now very obvious to anyone who might have doubted it that our incitement hatred legislation is just not up to date. It's not up to date for the social media age, and we need that legislation through, and we need it through within a matter of weeks, because it's not just the platforms who have a responsibility here, and they do. There's also the individuals who post messages and images online that stir up hatred and violence, and we need to be able to use laws to go after them individually as well.
Amidst the rumours, one thing's for sure. Last night, Dublin burned. Rage clearly directed at the police, looting. On the surface, an archetypal riot.
Is it just me, or does it seem like they're more upset about why the people were rioting than they are about the actual riots themselves? And secondly, these rioters are amateurs. Obviously, they have not taken any Rioting 101 classes at Cal Berkeley. Rule number 1 of rioting: if you don't want to get arrested, scream Black Lives Matters. Rule number 2, wave a Palestinian flag and you might get arrested, but you won't get charged. You see, oppressed people are allowed to burn cities to the ground. I mean, don't these people in Ireland even watch the news? It's amateur hour over there.
One thing I strongly agree with the Deputy on is the need to set a target to have a number of people from ethnic minorities in areas of the public service. We have a health service that's very diverse, although less so as you go up towards the senior positions, not so much in the Gardaí, not so much in the Defence Forces, not so much in the education sector, as the Deputy mentioned, not at all in the civil service, which is very white, including the Department of Equality, for example, and that actually needs to change. So we need to have, I think, a target for people who come from ethnic minority backgrounds, but also dedicated recruitment campaigns to encourage people, because we do need a generation of young people growing up in Ireland who are people of colour to see black and brown school principals, judges.
Boy, is this guy based. I don't have the best memory in the world. Which Middle Eastern country was it again that, advocating importing in millions of white Christians into their country? Who was it? I'm sure it was a couple countries. I can't remember who it was. And remember that time when Nigeria, Japan, and South Korea all got together and said, you know what's wrong with our country's government? There's not enough white people in our government. That's the problem. We need more white people in positions of power of Japan, South Korea, Ghana, Nigeria. I was trying to find the clip. Couldn't for some reason. I remember it happened because, there's no way it wouldn't have happened. I remember distinctly all these African countries and Asian countries saying that, if we only had more white lesbians in our government, things would be going swimmingly. White guilt is the most contagious and destructive disease spreading across the Western world. And if wearing a mask prevented it, I would gladly comply.